Alright guys, I figured that I'd go ahead and show you my outdoor garden. Right now I have quite a few things going on. I've got over here, this is broccoli, and these are the ones that I haven't transplanted yet. They're doing really well. Spinach took a little while to get started, but it's doing alright now. I'm not exactly sure. Now that it's actually growing, I have to find out if pruning is a good thing for these. You see, I haven't done anything as far as pest control. This is all 100% organic. I use my gray water. My gray water has soap in it, so that deters the bugs a little bit, but not very much. So I'm going to start my experiments with pesticides probably this growing season. This is my second growing season, and what I have here are a few rows, and you see right here in the front it's all dirt. I've been trying to keep the grass down, so all I've been doing is just laying. I've got these pieces of gutter that I'm not using, just some outspouts that I'm not using, so that's doing a pretty good job of killing the grass. And I've got a couple boards just to sort of control it a little bit so that I don't have to pull it out, you know, too much. I do go in and hand prune around the plants so they get a fair amount of as much sun as they can, but this way it cuts down on the really tall stuff in the middle, and it lets the water actually go through. When you have this full of grass, the water doesn't want to go all the way down to the end, so as you can see, a lot of my plants at the end aren't very large. Some of them aren't doing very well at all, but like I said, this is my second season. Okay, so I've got onions here. Apparently not very many, but a few. This is my little baby broccoli that I've been sort of babying. Which I probably shouldn't. I should probably just pull it out, but we'll see how it goes. I like to leave the stuff in that's still alive. This right here, that guy right there is a bunch of butter crunch. I've got it all over the place. And last year I grew dill, saved a lot of the seeds, but I don't know if you can see it right there. There's a little dill plant that I just went ahead and left. So butter crunch, there's some romaine right there. Over here, I'm not sure how to do these, but what we did is I overseeded a lot this year because I wanted to make sure that I got plants. I had a problem getting, you know, enough sprouts to live, so I wanted to overseed, make sure stuff came up this year. So those little tufts right there, those little plugs, are carrots that I started in egg cartons. And so I didn't want to break them up because damaging the roots apparently is a big cause of my problems for planting this stuff. I keep killing stuff when I transplant it. You can tell the difference in size for the transplants versus the ones that I didn't transplant out of the little planter back here. It's a big difference, and so I'm really trying to be gentle with things. I'm kind of rough on stuff. And when we first put all these heads of the lettuce out here, we had a shit ton of peppers too, but all the peppers died because we got a frost. So everywhere anything died, we have a lot of radishes, because radishes they don't need any help at all. Put 2 seeds in every row, or in every hole, and every single seed sprouted. So I'll probably end up pulling out a couple seeds from each hole so that I can have 1 good radish per hole. And yeah, up here doing the same thing, just using the boards to get rid of the grass and some more radishes. So not too many things. We've got butter crunch, romaine, carrots, radishes, and onions so far. One thing I wanted to show you is I've got these. These are my chives, and inside the chive plant, these little tiny bugs, and I don't know gonna be hard to focus in on them, and it's hard to tell out here in the light if I'm getting a good picture. But there's these little tiny bugs, and they're white and brown and black speckled, and they're all over my chives, but they don't seem to be doing anything to it. So I'm hoping they're just pollinating the plant, which is fine with me. But if anybody knows whether or not these are dangerous bugs, I'd like to know. These are actually some new, I've never let chives flower before, so these are flowers that I haven't even seen yet. I haven't been out here very much, but I guess one of these is a male and one of these is a female, so hopefully we get some chive seeds. Also, this weed, I don't know what this stuff is, but if anybody knows what it is, I'd appreciate it. It's really everywhere around here, and it grows so tall. But it seems to attract butterflies, which is kind of a bad thing sometimes, because then you get caterpillars. But so yeah, that's my little tiny victory garden. Oh yeah, and I also spread out recently a bunch of dill seeds, which is what all those little sprouts are. There's a crap ton of them. I threw them all over the place. Figured I'd get some dill going. Over there in that little planter, that's my mint, and that's a planter that had everything that died in the frost. I haven't replanted yet. My 2 rosemary bushes that I've kept alive somehow for about 4 years now. I'd like to know if it's okay to plant these outside in Kansas over winter, because these rosemary bushes would be really nice just to have around the house. But the last thing I'm going to end up planting is sweet potatoes, and they're a tropical plant, so it's nice and warm. I'm doing shoots right now. I'll go inside in a second and show you my aquaponic system that I'm using to do the shoots, but I think I'm going to plant them down here. I'm not sure. I'm either going to plant them down here or up against the fence so they can climb around. I'll probably plant them up against the fence so they can climb around. Now this is my starter box. I got some of these, I don't know what this is, this paper stuff. It's highly absorbent, really good, holds on the water for a long time. So I can water it and it'll soak this paper and continually feed water to the plants. But all I've got in here right now is a bunch of spinach, because I had a bad time sprouting the spinach last time. I want a little more spinach. Over here's some tomato plants that I'm going to put in a Alaska bucket system, hopefully pretty soon. Will be pretty soon. So I'll show you guys that when I get to it. And here's some more stuff that hasn't even germinated yet. I need to water this. If you do end up using egg cartons, just make sure you put enough soil in it. I didn't put enough soil in this, so nothing germinated in this. So just so you know, that the hole in the side might have been a problem too. But so yeah, I'll go ahead and show you my aquaponics system again. Some of the changes that have come up and some of the problems I've had. So there's my shoots for the sweet potatoes, just supermarket sweet potato. Took 2 of them, cut them up. This one's finally starting to go. This one's finally starting to go. You see a little purple guy in the back. But this guy's putting off really good, and this guy's just now starting to go. So I've got 2 buckets. There's a flood drain system right up here. Having a hell of a time with white flies or aphids or something. It's eating my plants. As you can see, I have this problem every year around this time, so I'm guessing I've got some bugs in my plants, and they just come out and eat about this time of year and leave me alone for the rest of the year. But the good thing about this little system that I have set up is that I don't have to rely on these buckets. They're really just for a lot of the solid waste to get caught up, and I've got this hydroponic system, so it works like a swirl filter too. So I don't need to worry about being toxic to my fish if I lose all my plants up here, because I have these ones. And the good thing about the hydroponics part of the system is that there's not enough soil for these, or grow medium for these guys to live in. So if they're going to live anywhere, they have to live on the leaves, and I can spray the leaves. With my problem up here is I spray, use soap water, I spray it, and then I guess they go into the grow medium, and then I can't find them anymore. And they come back out later on when all the soap's gone, and they start eating my shit again. So that's a little bit of a problem I'm having to deal with. It's sad, but it's, you know, part of it, I guess. If anybody has any better suggestions for what I can spray on my plants, I would appreciate that too. So yeah, that's my little gardening project that I'm going on right now. I'm hoping that one day this will help me be a little bit more self-sufficient. And sweet potatoes, I love these guys. They just grow so well. As long as you don't have a frost kills these guys immediately. Last year was my first year growing, like I said, and so these guys were just putting out flowers last year when a frost came and killed it off. So I let them sit in the ground for a little bit and then pulled them up, and they were good eating size. They weren't huge, but they were good enough. I got a lot of little ones, I'm not gonna lie, but I did get a good amount, probably about 5-6 pounds. Made a lot of sweet potato pies, and this year I hope to do more. So this is my first batch of 5. I'm going to do probably 24 shoots altogether to start out with, and see how it goes from there. And yeah, so there you go. These are all actually, I'll tell you what these are. These are all purple basil. Got one green basil plant. Only guy that's left after it got ravaged last time, so we'll see how it goes. These purple basil plants are much more hardy somehow. I'm not exactly sure. They sprout easier, they grow faster, they just grow much smaller leaves, which is not cool, and the leaves are much more perfumey tasting than green basil, which I enjoy green basil much more, but the purple basil's good because we make soap, so we can pull the flowers off and make some purple basil flower soap. So yeah, if anybody has any suggestions for the questions I had in the video, please just leave me a comment, because I'd love to hear about it. Thanks.